Most plumbers are guys that didn't want to sit in class in high school. They didn't want to pay to do it in college.
Right.
And now for some reason we think they're going to sit in class and listen to a lecture after they've worked all day. Renai comes in, sets 2 different tanklesses down on a table in front of the class, hands out screwdrivers and say, guys, come up here and help me take this apart. And the guy started taking the tankless water heater apart and he started talking about it. I'm just sitting in the back of the room going, oh my goodness, everyone's standing up, taking apart the heat exchangers, and the whole room was lit.
We're trying to create ideas and experiences besides training that go that way. So it's not just checking the boxes.
In parenting, you hear a lot about quality time with your kids. And I read something I really liked. You can't make quality time. You can spend a quantity of time where the quality moments will show up at random times. And that's kind of like networking. Like we network not because it like blows our doors off every time that we're together, but because of the network, every once in a while, it's a real hit that changes our life. Welcome to Behind the Windshield with Dennis the Apprentice, the podcast where we bring you a diverse lineup of guests, apprentices, seasoned professionals, visionary entrepreneurs, business owners, and master craftsmen every week. I'm your host, Dennis. Yes, I'm an apprentice because I'm never gonna stop learning and trying new things. I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, and I'm a business owner of a Zoom grain franchise in Seattle, Washington. And I'm on a mission to help hardworking young people get a profitable career in the trades without a college education. So this podcast is for people who are visionary entrepreneurs, apprentices in any trade, people who want to start their own business, and even young people without any experience at all. We bring you stories, insights, and experiences that will help you learn from the success and mistakes of guests and even myself. You can find this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go! Randy, welcome to Behind the Windshield with Dennis the Apprentice at the PCHC booth at the Great Northwest Adventure.
Amazing. Thank you for inviting me. We're having fun, aren't we?
It's a blast.
Yes.
You go to trade shows a lot.
Try to. Yeah. Seems like they're getting more and more.
Yeah, finally, right? There was a drought there for a couple of years.
That's where the finally came from. It's nice to come back and see the new faces and the old.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of get back into that. The energy is great.
Yeah, awesome. So are you a plumber?
No, I'm not. I'm an associate member with your organization. I work for Renai.
You work for Renai?
So awesome. We take this water heaters for a lot of the plumbers that we work with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you're a member of PCHC as well?
Absolutely.
Awesome. And I'm president. Can you believe that?
It just goes to show you, they'll let anyone do anything.
Exactly. They'll let anyone be president. Awesome.
You were kind enough to allow us to be part of your golf event. We sponsored one of the holes.
Yes.
And it was great. The interaction with everybody, the opportunity to talk and meet. I mean, where else would you get that opportunity?
Absolutely. I think networking is, I put PCHC off for years. PCHC used to call me and I was too busy. I felt too busy making money and making my business work and all by myself, right? And I didn't realize there's this network of plumbing, heating, cooling contractors out there that once you connect and get to know each other, you can reach out and make a phone call and they help each other out and you're only as good as your network, right?
It's funny. I say the same thing to my boss. It's about, 1 + 1 doesn't have to necessarily mean 2. It can be 3 with the synergy of people and you can work it and you don't have to necessarily learn. You can work off the energy of others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all in this together. So the network really showed up to me once I couldn't get a site sewer permit, and it was someone I was connected to. I reached out. It was probably our insurance. Some weird thing happened, but I reached out, and it was a PCHC member that helped me out and got me through that. And then when we bought our building, our new shop, I only made one phone call to find the banker, and it was our friend at PCHC, Paul Long.
That's the way to do it. I know, like for myself, being new to the industry, I was asked and tasked with networking, and you were the first organization I went to. And awesome. I went to a couple of your meet and greets and was able to create a workflow to become a member. And then I was able to sponsor a hole. And then we were able to be part of your Christmas cruise.
Yes.
And we had a wonderful success story because of the people that I met and interacted with on that cruise. And we've created new customers just because of that.
Awesome. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. Well, again, it's see wherever you'd like. And I had an opportunity to sit by someone. We had a demo going, a rebate, and I happened to bring the rebate up. And that information was used the next couple of days. A restaurant went down, a product that we make. It's a hybrid product that works in restaurants and in fitness centers. It's
Right.
exactly what they needed. And had I not sat next to them at that event, they would not have known it.
Yeah.
This was during the Christmas holiday when everything's closed and no one's around.
Yeah.
And between myself and my support staff, we were able to get it in, and they're now using it. So It's a win-win.
Absolutely. I think that's, I learned this about, in parenting, you hear a lot about quality time with your kids. And I read something I really liked. You can't make quality time. You can spend a quantity of time where the quality moments will show up at random times. And that's kind of like networking. Like, we network not because it like blows our doors off every time that we're together, but because of the network, every once in a while, it's a real hit that changes our life.
Perfect point. It's just like with your children. Sometimes you want to have those magic moments, and they're magic to you, but to your child, they just remember it as good. They
Yes.
don't remember the bits and pieces.
Yes.
That's kind of like networking. Sometimes the retention isn't always there, but the relationship and the go-to if I need it is there.
Right.
And that's more important sometimes than that actual information at that specific time.
Right. So because of the Christmas party, you got a customer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got a customer, grew a customer, and we were able to kind of segue them into some light commercial work that we were looking for that support in that area. And it's just moving and growing. So there's a lot of great, again, synergy that's going on.
Yes. I got to give kudos to Renee. I don't know who it was. It might have been, did you come to our shop in Greenwood and do a class on Renee?
Actually, I didn't. I don't want to turn away from the mic here, but the man who did was right over my shoulder a moment ago.
Okay.
And we want to try to get that set up again with him.
I got to give kudos because
His name's Steve Hughes.
Steve Hughes. Okay. That class blew my mind, and I'll tell you why. Because normally when people come in to teach, what happens is they come in, all the plumbers sit down at the end of the day. Most plumbers are guys that didn't want to sit in class in high school. They didn't want to pay to do it in college.
Right.
And now for some reason we think they're going to sit in class and listen to a lecture after they've worked all day. That's what most people do. Renee comes in, sets 2 different tankuses down on a table in front of the class, hands out screwdrivers and say, guys, come up here and help me take this apart. And the guy started taking the tankless water heater apart, and he started talking about it. And I was like, I'm just sitting in the back of the room going, oh my goodness, everyone's standing up, taking apart the heat exchanger and says, now look how simple that was. One thing cool about our heat exchanger, and blah, 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 right? And everyone's paying attention, and these guys got done faster, and then he got to repeat it to these guys over here. Then he told this guys to start taking this part apart, and he says, now you'll notice when you take that apart, look at that there. And the whole room was lit. And you're the only brand that's ever done that.
I love hearing that. Steve Hughes is the trainer's trainer. And yes, we have some out-of-the-box training modules, but Steve has realized, just because of what you said, it's about the interaction. There might be a PowerPoint on the wall, but we're not using it. And there might be chairs, but no one's using it. So we're putting 4 to 6 people around the units, and we're pulling these units out. We're dealing with the error codes. We're talking about the protocols, the things that people need out in the field that make them more comfortable. Because training equals confidence, which equals sales.
Yes.
And you need those 3 pieces to get there.
Yes. And it wasn't like just checking the box. Like I've had some people that come to train and it feels like, well, we got a good, like we checked the box that we trained and no one learned anything. No one was even paying attention or they were spaced off all the time. But I was so impressed with your guys' training.
I love hearing that because we're trying to create ideas and experiences besides training that go that way. So it's not just checking the boxes. We now have classes on how to be a servant leader, how to be a talent magnet and keep people in your organization and not just be the financial obligations. It's the culture. So we're trying to come up with other ideas to make the companies we work with strong and prosper.
Right. So servant leader.
Yeah.
Exactly. Inside the trade. Yeah. You know what, one thing that my focus is Dennis the Apprentice is I'm trying to teach young people how to get traction in their apprenticeship.
Yes.
Rather than just go through the school of hard knocks. I mean, why be so random? Like their buddies are going to college and they've got a syllabus, like take this class, take this class, take this class. But it's like, we need to treat our apprenticeship seriously and get traction. And because if we love our trade so much, it's so great, let's do it, right? But the other thing that's missing in the trades, I think, is that once you've got your license, now we give you an apprentice to teach, but we never taught you how to teach. right?
Big one.
And so I love you're talking about servant leadership. We do need to teach our journeymen how to teach apprentices and pass the knowledge on.
Exactly. It's kind of like the best athlete doesn't always make the best coach.
No,
So,
not at all.
Exactly.
That's got to be taught. And some guys are good at it and some guys aren't.
Definitely.
Very cool. So what do you get out of PCHC besides networking? Is there anything that you get out of PC or should PCHC be doing something that they're wobbling now?
Well, again, I've been in for a year and I'm newer to the industry, so it's a bit of a learning curve. I can't give you anything that I don't like that you're doing. I think that we need to be more involved ourselves as an associate. I think there's an opportunity to promote this industry and our company in ways, and it's just a matter of what is out there.
Yeah.
And I still am on a learning curve. I actually signed up for the same organization down under the Oregon area here a month ago. So we're going to go ahead and try to duplicate that same process down there.
Awesome. I didn't know it. A lot of people don't even know what PCHC is. And I didn't really understand it so much until some stuff with COVID happened and that kind of thing. And I realized really it's the only organization that advocates on behalf of the contractors with anything to do with laws in our state. Because there are a lot of them, right, with our code and our apprentice hours and all sorts of things.
Well, even the couple times we were together, the electrification of the state, or that point in that direction. Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and I had a chance to speak to a couple of your people in regards to that. And we have some good voices out there. It's just getting that voice out to being strong and consistent with what we're doing.
Right, because you're a gas product.
Yes.
So if we eliminate gas, we're in trouble.
Exactly.
And so, but there really isn't there's a lot of best practice organizations out there that teach you how to answer the phone and how to run a service call and things like that. But PCHC is the only one looking out for the contractor, actually.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the network, meeting people like you and meeting customers like that, it's a powerful thing.
No, you're doing a great job out there. Whole organization. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Randy, thanks for coming on the show.
Appreciate your time.
You got it.
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the show. Did you agree? Did you disagree? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, be sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. Making the trades the place to be for young people is a team effort. So share this with someone and help us all out.